for the bandwidth, so we can move forward and everybody can hear and etc. And if you keep your mics muted, we also have the chat box, and the chat box is that it has little words, or not words, but lines in it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you hover over that bar, it'll say show conversation. You can put your questions in there, but we will have time for some question and answer period. So jot your questions down, or jot them in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer them. We have 2 hours. My training will not take 2 hours. I went through it the other day, and it, y'all excuse me, I'll mute my phone. Hold on. And it was almost an hour just with the information that I have for all 3 contests, because we're going to do all 3 contests today. A lot of information applies to all 3 contests. So if I'm talking about the ready to wear, you also want to listen if you're in the other contests. A lot of the same information applies across the board. All right, I see it's 1 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy that you are here today. I pray that you and your family are well and safe at this time, especially with everything going on. If you have questions, I'm going to tell you right now to email me. Email my email address is at the very end. Email your agents. I've gotten lots of phone calls and emails from agents and some volunteers already. I'm happy to answer. That means it's time to start. Sorry about that. All right, so much of this year is new. It's so I applaud that we're brave this year to try to get it all done. But I did want to give you the opportunity to have the fashion contest this year. So I thank you for being online today and being a part of the fashion program. Okay, at least I need to share my screen. Here we go. Hold on, here it comes. All right, can you see my screen? Am I on the right one?
Yes, Miss Tanya.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you for being here. What you're going to get out of being a part of the Fashion Review program is simply being your best self. And the skills that you're going to gain through this program last a lifetime, and you'll be ahead of the rest because you'll have skills that are very rare today. So I applaud you for being a part of it. The Fashion Review is only part of the fashion educational program. We also have a fashion camp and a 4-H fashion show, and fashion camp happens because we have a state level 4-H fashion board, and the fashion show that you will be stars in Wednesday night of 4-H University is going to star you. You're going to be my runway stars, and so the photos that you send in, we'll talk about in a minute, are going to be the fashion contest. So this year we have 3 different contests. They're all going to be held online. You're going to submit photos of yourself modeling your 4HU garment, the garment that you are creating for the contest, for appearance judging. That's going to be in the fashion show. And then there are contest packets which you have available, which you need to, I would suggest you download those, print them out, work through them, because it's a process. And then when you get access and go to online to upload your information, it'll be a lot quicker, a lot easier, it'll be less confusing. And then again, the fashion show, invite everybody to come and look at it. All right, some important dates and deadlines. Your 4-H agent should have registered you by June the 3rd, which is next Tuesday. So if you haven't spoken with them, you need to make sure that happens. After you registered, you should receive an email from your 4HU training for the from your agent for the June 5th 4HU training. And it's June 5th is going to be an online training to see how the contest works, how to navigate through the system. I do have some training materials available online. And once you get access to be online, you can go ahead and complete your packet for all of the contests. And those of you who are going to be in the Ready to Wear contest, you have an exam, but there's only one this year. All right, June 12th is your deadline to get it all done and uploaded. I'm not quite sure if it's close of business or midnight. Robert, you can help me out with that one. But the deadline is June the 12th to upload all of your contest information. Once you do that, my judges are going to begin judging your packets, your photos, and on June 17th is the deadline for those of you who are in the Ready to Wear contest to complete that exam online. And then June the 25th is my understanding that all the award winners are going to be announced. So I'm going to tell you all good luck right now. So we have 3 contests. We have It's So You, Ready to Wear, which is pretty much the same, but it's got changes too. And Upcycled Fashion, it's a recycling projects. 3 per parish can enter a particular contest. So that's 369 total entries from each parish. And all contestants are going to do the data packet entry, which will be judged. The appearance judging, which is separate, that's another score. And then all the contestants will be a part of the fashion show. All right, this year, no garments are submitted to campus. No, you don't have to give it to your agent. You don't have to mail it to me. You don't have to come to Baton Rouge and give it to me. All the judging will be through the photos that you submit, and we'll talk about those photos. The judges are going to use those photos that you submit to evaluate everything. And so make sure they're clear and focused and that your background is free of clutter. What do I mean by that? I have seen dirty clothes balled up in the corner of a bedroom in some of my photos that have been submitted. I've seen people barefoot. If you want to be barefoot for the contest, well, okay. However, the judges are going to be looking for some sort of shoe unless you tell them why you're barefoot. If you're in a beach costume, well, that's a little different, but even a little pair of slides would be appropriate, I think. But that's totally up to you. This is your style, your garment, your outlook, your outfit, your look that you want to portray. I've seen open closet doors, and my closet is not always neat and perfect. But I've seen some pretty messy closet doors. So close your closet doors, turn around and look at your background that you want to do because it's distracting. It's distracting from some of the beautiful garments that I have seen in the past. So pay attention to your background. If you're going to be showing the judges your zipper or buttonholes or an applique that you made or some embroidery you did, you want to get up close for details. And a lot of cameras have a lot of functions where you can get up close and personal to whatever item, whatever piece of your garment that you are trying to show, and it needs to be clear enough so they can see. And you can, there are photos that are required, but you can add additional photos if you want to tell your story. You want to make sure the judges understand what you're trying to tell them about your garment, something special that you did. Now, the photos, those additional photos will not be judged. They don't have any points, but they can help tell your story and help the judges do a better job at understanding how much work you put into your garment. All right. There are 4 photos, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first 4 photos are going to be you modeling your garment as you would on the runway. So you want to look good, you want to have your makeup on, you want to comb your hair, you want to put your accessories on, you want to look the best you can be, and you want to model that garment. In the past, a lot of people just snapped a picture of them with the garment on, and that was it. You want to think about it this year because these pictures are going online for the world to see. So make sure you do a good job modeling. Does it have to be in your bedroom with your closet doors? No, I've had pictures outside, by the trees, by a barn. It doesn't matter as long as it's looking good and it's appropriate for whatever you are you photoing your garment. So remember, you want a front view, a back view, a right side, and a left side view. So there are 4 photos that are going to be used for the fashion show, but they'll also be used by your appearance judges. All right, the next, the contest, it's So You photos. Well, this is a construction contest, and they're going to look for 10 more photos. So you're going to have a total of 14. So these 10 photos are going to be required. And I don't have the list in front of me, but there's a neckline. There is a, if you have a zipper, it's going to look for your zipper. If you have buttons, it's going to ask for buttons. And there are 2 sets of 10 photos. One is if you're wearing a dress or an all-in-one jumpsuit. Those are a different list of photos being asked for as opposed to a shirt and a pants or a skirt and a shirt. So those photos are in 2 separate sections, and you have to decide if you're going to have a dress jumpsuit, those are 10, or you're going to do the top and bottom. Then that's a different required set of photos. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. When you're going to do it online, when you click that you have a dress, it'll show you just those 10 items that are being required, but the packet's going to have the list of both. So remember, 4 photos for appearance judging and 10 more photos showing your construction techniques, your side seam, and so on. Ready to wear photos? You're only going to submit 3 additional photos. Well, what are they for? And if you have looked at your packet, your 4HU outfit is what you would normally wear for the judges, or what appearance judging it's going to be, what's going to be on the fashion show. Well, the next 3 outfits are going to be outfits from your closet that you're going to style or put together that's going to use one item, at least one item from your 4HU outfit. For example, if I have a dress on and a little pair of ballet flats, if I wanted to make 3 more outfits, I can add a sweater, I can add a jacket, I could put a skirt on top of my dress and have it so that the top looks like a shirt. I could add a long skirt that opens up, a little wrap skirt. You can add that to it. You can change your shoes. You can add a hat. You can change jewelry. There are tons of ways that you can take just a plain and simple t-shirt dress and dress it up or dress it down. And that's what I'm looking for. I want you to be able to go to your closet and not say, oh, I don't have anything to wear. No, you have tons of things you can wear. Another example would be if I had a pair of khaki pants on and a nice button-up white shirt. That's my outfit with a pair of tennis shoes. Well, or leather shoes. Then you can dress it down by putting tennis shoes on and putting a jacket, a school jacket on it, or you could dress it up by putting a sport coat and making putting some nicer shoes and a leather belt. And there are just tons of things that you can take one item from your 4HU or from your closet and make many more. And when you shop, that's what you should be doing. Trying to combine things in your closet that you already have to extend your wardrobe, to extend that investment of time and money that you've spent. That is the purpose of this ready to wear additional outfit part of the contest. All right, and the new one, brand new one, is Upcycled Fashion. There's 6 more photos that you need to take for that one for a total of 10. All right, let's go back and talk about the sewing contest. It's So You. This is the combined casual and creative contest. I was asked to combine these 2. I kept the prizes. So for, the National Congress was the award for the creative, and the machine was the award for the casual contest. And so I will have both of those available this year for 2 winners. All right. It's So You, for those of you who already know how to sew or those of you who want to learn. I think it's a great contest. I think it's a skill everybody should have. You must sew the outfit. It helps to have a knowledge of fibers, fabrics, construction techniques, and we'll have more about that in a minute. And the garment's judged for construction, and that's what those photos are for. So make sure they're nice and clear and focused. You're only going to submit the data packet and with those photos for you of your pieces and parts, the required pieces and parts that we asked for. The garment is not submitted. I'm a little disappointed in that because I always love to see just the quality and the creativity that you always have. But I'll have to do like the judges and just look at the photos. Okay, so what's judged? It's 50 points for the packet and 50 points for peering judging. The packet has those photos for construction. For the ready-to-wear contest, those of you who love to shop and shop smart, this is the contest for you. And so this 4HU outfit can be completely ready-to-wear garments, or it can be a combination. If you've sewn something and you want to, if you've sewn a blouse and you want to put some ready-to-wear pants or shirt with it or whatever, it doesn't matter, but it must have some ready-to-wear piece in it somewhere. You're going to take that 4HU outfit and you're going to select one piece of it and you're going to create 3 more outfits. Does it have to be the same pair of pants from your 4HU outfit? No, you could take your shirt and make something different, or you could take your jacket and make something different. It just has to be a part. The judges are going to look at your 4HU outfit, and then they're going to look at your additional outfits and look for that original piece. So make sure you have at least one piece in every one of those outfits. You are going to have to take an exam. It's going to be online. It's going to be on fibers, fabrics, and construction techniques as well. Even though you're not sewing, that's how you recognize quality and get the best deal for your dollar. And again, the garments are not submitted for the upscale. Those of you who like to have fun, you like to be creative, you like to take different things and combine them into something new and different, well, this is the contest for you. And also, I hope in this you learn about how important our clothing is to our landfills, to our environment, to our water. I want you to be conscious about what you choose when you go shopping. Moving on, your outfit is created from recyclable materials. Well, what's recyclable materials? Clothing that you've outgrown, clothing that you've inherited from your big brother and it's too big for you, or paper. And I have a whole bunch of ideas in my next slide. I believe might be this one. Anyway, all kinds. It could be paper. It could be game pieces. It could be, I'm looking around my office, it could be a magazine. And I have some examples. And again, I was really looking forward to watching you all wear these across the stage at the LSU Union Theater. Well, I'm going to have to just pretend. All right, for the ready-to-wear contest and the upcycle, it's just the personal data packet that you're going to submit, not your garment. The ready-to-wear award is the fashion field study, and we're headed to New York this summer, and prayerfully New York, it's going to be all nice and clean and ready for us when we get ready to go next summer. All right, and what's judged? Then the award for the upcycle fashion is the 4-H educational trip. If you've won something and you're not sure what contest to go in, talk to your agent, email me, and we'll figure it out. All right. Okay, new this year is the Upcycled fashion contest. And you're going to create a wearable outfit for the runway. And hopefully what you're going to be creating will be able to wear it more than once. I've seen some that we can wear it for the contest, but I'm not quite sure. All right, so what is it going to test? It's going to test your recycling knowledge, your redesign skills, and your design and your redesign skills. And so it needs to be neat, it needs to be cool. And it needs to be appropriate for any 4-H or school functions. So be careful in that area because your judges are particular about it being appropriate, not too low, not too high, and so on and so forth. Okay. So you want to do some research, and I have some places to research for you in the materials, in the training materials. Find your idea, and it helps me when I sketch things out, and so then it helps me to know what I want or what I need or what I want to do. Now it changes, but then it helps you to collect the materials that you're going to be used. And the rule says 75% recycled or reused materials such as clothing, paper, plastic, etc., etc., etc. Um, just make sure you have it's a recycled um, garment or recycled something that's recyclable, like your grocery bags. Those are always fun. I tried knitting that one for a jacket for my outfit, and I will be honest with you, it was a little more difficult than I had imagined. But I played, and it was fun. And I've seen lots of things made out of plastic. Grocery bag. So don't give up on an idea that you may have. Just try different ways. So you're going to put together this garment, your accessories, and so they don't fall apart. And so you take your pictures with those, and I'm looking forward to that as well. That personal data packet's going to ask you how you put it together and what materials did you use. Did you use hot glue? Did you use staples? I would be careful with staples. Um, Glass, I wouldn't suggest glass. It's heavy and it's dangerous. Um, Duct tape, of course, thread, string, rope, paracord, and there are tons of ways that you can use all of that. I made a bracelet from electrical wire. That was pretty cute. All right, let's go on. We already talked about this. You want to, when you're doing your research, you want to look at the importance of recycling clothing as well as other materials and the benefits of recycling. If you learn nothing else through the participating in this project, I hope you, at least it makes you think about all the stuff that we throw away and that we recycle. We're such a disposable society. I want you to start thinking twice about that. So, you want to, as you're creating your outfit, you want to keep track of the materials that you use in your garment because it's in your packet. We're going to ask you for. Okay, so here's some examples. I just did a Google moment, and if you can see my little arrow, this is all denim. Look what they did with that, and this is all denim. I love the denim idea. This to me looks like a quilt, but it's certainly a little different. I'm not really quite sure what this guy has on, but it's interesting. That's all I can say. And then there are all these websites, but you can go ahead and Google and look at upcycling old clothing, and they give you directions and ideas. And look, here's a t-shirt dress. Mine doesn't look like that. It's a little different, but anyway, these are the t-shirts they used before, or the shirt. This is a polo shirt, and they use it to create that outfit. And I'm really not quite sure what this is, but to me it looks like ribbons. And they had some really cool ideas in this denim upcycling idea kit. And look, they used in this last one here men's shirts to create this new, and I like it. I really think it's cute, so I'm gonna have to try that one. The materials are in list. Show me what you got. This is playing cards, and it looks like a tulle underskirt. And this is newspaper. Okay, I would be careful with styling that top just to make sure it's a little more appropriate. But coffee filters, straws, I've seen them with CDs and bottle caps and bubble wrap. And but again, I wouldn't use glass, I wouldn't use glitter, and nothing sharp. Here's some more inspiration ideas. Look at this. This is a bag they made out of a men's jacket. I think it's cool. I think if you're going to try something like this in this purple outfit, you need something stiff like freezer paper or art paper or something you can that's going to be stiff enough, paper that's going to be stiff enough to use it. Here's another denim outfit. Look at this queen with this princess with magazines. It looks like magazines. And then this outfit right here is made out of clothing labels. I don't think we have enough time to collect enough labels to do this jacket here, but it's a great idea. Another denim project. And look at these shoes. covered them up. All right. If you have any questions about the recycling, it's pretty wide open. So be creative and let's see what you got. All right. For the ready to wear contest, it is a little different this year. Tried to explain a little earlier. So you're going to put together your 4-HU outfit. You don't have to purchase anything. You don't have to purchase anything new. Go shopping in your closet. You're going to be judged on the selection and the appearance of that garment. So you want to make sure it fits you and fits you well. Um, then once you have that, you're going to style 3 more outfits from your closet using an item of your original 4HU outfit. And you're going to take a photo of each one of those outfits. Those are your 3 additional photos. So you're judged on styling using different items, accessories, shoes, and hats. And yes, you could even borrow some items if you need to. If you're lucky enough to have a sister that's close to your size, or a mom, or a friend, you can borrow items. I'm good with that. But learn how to use the clothes in your closet to mix and match and extend your wardrobe. All right. Next is, we've already talked about what's judged. Ready to wear has 3 different items. What do you need to know? Well, it'd be helpful to know your textile science knowledge, your fiber properties, advantages, disadvantages, the care. For example, cotton. I love cotton. Cotton wrinkles, and that's a disadvantage, but it's also cool. Another disadvantage is that it shrinks, and you need to know how to care for it. For most of my polyester, polypropylene, my synthetic tops and pants, I don't put them in the dryer, and they last a lot longer. So if you buy a good quality garment and you take care of it, it will take care of your budget and your investment that you're making. So design principles and elements, garment analysis. While you're not going to do a hands-on garment analysis this year, it's going to be testing your knowledge of what good quality construction is, about textiles, about laundry care. If it's winter or summer, for example, fleece, you would not want to wear a fleece pair of pants to the beach. Because it is made out of a synthetic. Not only is it made out of a synthetic fiber, but the way that the fabric is made, it's real thick, it's real soft, it's real warm. You wouldn't want that. But in the winter, it would be perfect. And then the cost of the garments. You want to look at costing. Look at your budget. There's a cost per wear study guide in the packet materials. All right, here is a textile science chart, and you'll see that I don't have every synthetic fiber on here, and there are some other natural fibers that aren't included, but these are the ones that are the most popular. These are the ones that are most used in the fashion industry, even though we're coming out with some really new and technologically advanced weaves and ways to make fibers do what it is we ask them to do, like your athletic wear. Polyester is polyester is polyester. Polyester is hot in the summertime. It's against your skin. It doesn't absorb. Your sweat just stays against your skin, and it doesn't absorb into the shirt because it doesn't know how. That's not its function. Polyester, as well as most of your other synthetics, are made out of petroleum. That's oil. Oil and water don't mix. But they're making some weaves that wicks the moisture away from your skin. And that's where you get cool. And that's why cotton and linen are so good, because they're very absorbent. They take the moisture away from your skin, and it allows that evaporative cooling to cool the body off, and that's important. So enough said about that kind of science here. Okay, let's see. So I want you to go ahead and I want you to look at these. I want you to study these and understand that you need to take care of these. What you get a machine wash, learn to read the label on your clothes and follow it. They do it for a reason. Dry cleaning is tricky. Bleach non-bleach, or those are tricky as well. So make sure you read your label and take care of the money that you've spent on those clothing. Okay. The fashion show, everybody's going to be in the fashion show, and we're going to make it from the photos that you're going to submit. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So make sure you want the world to see those photos, and invite your family and friends by letting them know when and how to view the video, or invite them over with social distancing, well, your family, and pop some popcorn and watch the show. It should be good. All right, and my understanding is it's going to be Wednesday evening, which starts at 7 p.m. All right, and I wish every one of you the best of luck, and I have another video, PowerPoint, to show you. Let me share. Okay. Here we go. I gotta stop sharing and then start sharing again, right?
So while you're doing that, there's a couple questions.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
The first question, if you want to mute your mic real quick, might be there's some back noise there. So, or somebody might have their mic on. Okay, great. So the first question is, do the kids need to know the dollar value of the garments? And you're muted, sorry.
I'm sorry. Obviously, if I'm going to find something in my closet, I don't remember what I paid for it. And so, no, you can take a guess as what you think you might. And I do ask for that, but if you don't know, just take a good guess. I'm not asking for receipts since this is coming out of your closet. Life is good. Just take a good guess. And that's acceptable.
Okay, great. And then I've got another question. Is the test strictly knowledge-based, or will there be a judging component?
There will not be a judging component. It will be scenario-based, though. For example, I'm going to say something like cotton is polyester. If I'm going to compare two things, it's going to be cotton and polyester, and you need to know what the advantages are. I'm going to say cotton is better than polyester in the summertime because of its fiber qualities, or something like that. So no, there will not be a judging quality. There won't be a judging comparison and analysis. No, it's going to be based on knowledge.
All right, that's all there is right now.
All right. Okay. So I need to stop sharing and then reshare. How do I? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, now I have another PowerPoint that I want to share. Okay, and I have lost my Teams thing. Okay, I want to share again. And I don't see it. Oh, here it is. It was not there. Oh, this is what I want to share. Am I sharing?
Yes.
All right. All right, this is a little more detailed in garment quality and garment construction, which all of you need to know. Everybody in the whole world needs to know this. Okay, so priorities have changed over the past few years. Quality has gone down. In the past, things were built to last, and I already mentioned how much of a disposable society we are. And how many of you really expect clothes to be cheap? I always head for the sales rack in the back myself before I look anywhere else, because I don't really want to pay the full price for a garment, because I know what the uptake or price, or the increase of price, the price points are increased because they need to pay for all of their employees and insurance and etc. So I do understand that. Do I buy clothes that's not on sale? Yes, I do. But do you expect them to be cheap? A lot of people in today's society, oh, I'm not paying that much for it. Well, you're going to get what you pay for most times. Do you take the time to look inside your garment? Do you look at the seams? Do you look to see if they have reinforcement in the shoulder? Do you look to see what kind of seam finish is it? Is it just a serge seam? Is it just clean? What kind of finish does it have? Does it have a flat felt seam? Is it a French seam? And how is it stitched? Is the stitching good? Is your hem well? Are your seam allowances the same? It takes time to do that. It takes time to know if it's a quality garment. Um, and you'll see a word down here called obsolescence. That means we're going to make it go away. Well, the fashion industry plans obsolescence, just like the car industry. There's a new color out this year. There's a new style out this year. Oh, that's a fad. It went out last year. They do that on purpose. So you have to go out and buy something new. All right, here's some myths. That means this is not true. Higher price does not equal higher quality. It does not. You need to know what you're looking at. Your go-to brands are always high quality? Not, they're not. You need to look at them. You need to examine them. And that's why I find online shopping really difficult because I can't see it. I can't open it. And a lot of times I'm not happy. But if I find a brand that I really like and has good quality, I'll stick with it because I know what it is. And all fabric is not created equal. You can have a t-shirt that has real good quality fabric. It feels good. It looks good. It hangs well. And then you have the others after you wash them, they kind of go away. Well, why do we get rid of clothes? Well, sometimes they're ripped and you don't know how to fix it. Sometimes you lose buttons or it doesn't fit anymore. Well, a lot of clothing can be taken up or let out. A good quality pair of men's pants has extra in the waistband where they can take it out. And some of you women's fashions have that as well, but it's mostly men. There's a hole in the fabric. Well, you can darn that. Or it's just poor quality to start with. Oh, you don't really like it anymore. So you're going to get rid of it. Sometimes, here, look at this. This is what is quality? Quality is when nice fabric meet excellent construction. Well, obviously, with 10 washings, this poor baby shrunk in the seam. They call it a bobble, but it's just all messed up. And then it's kind of lost its shapes. It's looking really bad. Have you ever had anything like that? Washed it once or twice or 10 times and it looks like this after? Then you know the fabric was of poor quality. Even if your construction is good, if you got cheap fabric, it's not going to last as long as if you had a good quality fabric. All right, so what is quality? It's all about your fibers, the fabric, the construction, and how it fits. Natural fibers, in my opinion, are always better. Do I own polyester? Yes, I own a half a closet full of polyester because I like the properties of it. And this shirt right here is 100% polyester that I'm wearing today, and it's going to be here for the next 5,000 years because it will not degrade. Your cotton will, all your natural fibers will, but this is going to be here a while, and you need to think about that when you buy your clothing. What is it made out of, and how long is it going to be here after we're long gone? And like I said, synthetics are made out of oil, and they don't biodegrade. We are making biodegradable fabrics and compostable fabrics these days, and you can look that up online because that's really interesting conversation. They make shirts out of algae, and I don't own one, but I'm thinking about getting one just so I can see what it's like. They say it works, it washes well until you're ready to get rid of it, and then it automatically biodegrades. Okay. Look at the fabric. Is it thick or thin? Especially like our knit pants or a knit top or even a t-shirt. You know your t-shirts have different thicknesses of the fabric is either thick or thin. The thicker one is going to hold up better. And but we do have thin fabrics on purpose because we like the way they drape or flow. So it's kind of hard to explain this. You just really need to go shopping for clothing. And you decide what it is you're looking for, the feel, if you want it thick or thin, what kind of drape do you want on it? Is it comfortable to your skin? I think that's one of the most important thing, and that's fabric hand. How's the hand of it? It's just simply how does it feel? When you're shopping, you take your garment and you ball it up in your hand like this tight. You hold it for a second or two and then you let it go. How much does it wrinkle? Do that to linen and cotton, it's gonna wrinkle. If you do it to linen and a blend of polyester and cotton, it's not gonna wrinkle as badly. but it's still going to wrinkle because it still has cotton in there. You want to look at a good quality outfit has good seams, has good seam finishes, has good details. So the buttonholes are going to be straight, the piping is going to be straight, your hem's going to be good all around, and you want it to fit. One of your photos, you want to show that your garment has a good fit. The way it hangs. Make sure your hem is straight across the front and the back and the side. So do a little twirl in the mirror and make sure it's when you before you take your picture, make sure you smooth it out. Make sure it's hanging well and not kinked up anywhere. So do a really good job when you take those pictures because that's all the judges are going to have to look for this year. How do you recognize quality? Quality is found in your fit and is it comfortable? In the construction and again the fabrics and fibers, how you take care of your clothing, we mentioned that already. You want your clothes to be durable, but they won't be unless you take care of them. Here's a sign of good quality: extra buttons. Sometimes you get a little packet with buttons and it might have a little yarn in it if it's a sweater. Sometimes they're sewn, sometimes they come in a little bag. You want to make sure you read that label and you follow it. Look at this one. This label has symbols on it. Do you know what those symbols mean? I want you to figure that out. I took some time and I looked at every one of these videos, and it's on all kinds of textile industry, fashion, fibers, fabrics, how it's made. My favorite one is always the silkworm. I love watching the process of them growing the silkworm, harvesting the silk, and then weaving it. I love silk. Silk is beautiful, and it's expensive. Also, wool and cashmere. Cashmere is wool. It's the hair from sheep, just like wool is. However, even cashmere sweaters and so on, there's different levels of quality in that as well. Okay, so do your research. Look it up. So how do you recognize quality? You go to the high-end stores, the ones that are expensive. You don't have to buy anything, but you go in, you be sweet, you be nice, and you pretend that you are going to check it out. You try it on, you handle it, you look at the inside, how it's made, what the seams look like, if there's reinforcement in the shoulders and around the neck and in the underarm seams and in the crotch of your pants. Those are all places that should be reinforced, especially in knits, because there's the weight of the garment is going to weigh down on the shoulder, and that's where you're going to start seeing some ripping in your seam if it's not properly reinforced. Try it on. For a garment, for a fit, there are tons of different brands out there. Find a brand, find a company that fits you well. Anne Klein is my go-to. They must have taken my measurements and made their own mannequin and sold all their petite clothes on that mannequin. They fit me every time, and I have gone, I don't always like her fabrics and her colors, but I love the fit of that brand. So when you find a brand that fits you, stay with it, or at least do your best to find some good quality. And I don't mind paying a little bit more because it's good quality and it lasts me forever. I have a jacket that's more than 40 years old and I still wear it every now and then. It's got a leather collar. It's beautiful. It's wool. And I'm still wearing it and I plan on wearing it this winter coming. So if you buy something that's good quality and you take care of it, it'll last you a long time. So make sure it's a classic piece, something that won't go out of style. All right. So you want to look at those small details inside and outside. Men's clothing usually have a better quality than our women's clothing, unless you're looking at a high-end women's clothing line. So go shopping and go look. You don't have to buy anything. But then go to your less expensive clothing stores in the mall and compare. That's how you learn how to recognize good quality. It's the best way I can tell you how to do it. And right now we can't go shopping, but put that in the back of your head. And next time you are able to go shopping, you do that. And let me know how it works out for you. So here's some signs. More stitches per inch and tighter seams. Okay, now having said that, that's the general rule of thumb. But some fabrics need a little looser, some fabrics need a little tighter. So it depends on the fabric and the fiber and how and what you're constructing in the end to really know how many stitches per inch. But you can take two t-shirts or look at the serging on the side, and you can see some of the stitches are far apart, and some of your better quality t-shirts, the stitching is tighter, it's closer. So again, the more stitches per inch, the tighter, the closer the stitches, the better the quality. Self-facings, if you have a faced garment, that means they have something on the inside. It's not just turned under and stitched, but it has an extra piece of fabric that's on the inside and stitched. That's a self-facing, and that's a sign of a better quality. If it's on grain, you can tell if it's on grain. And I don't have one of those shirts on today, but if you have a plaid shirt or a striped shirt and the shirt has a stripe, along the sleeve, it'll match on a high quality garment, and it won't match on one that's not. A lot of times they'll change it up a little bit, but you want to look for something being on grain. You have a t-shirt that starts underneath the arm and then the both sides seam, one goes to the front, one goes to the back, just like maybe a pair of jeans starts at the waistline on each side perfectly, but then by the time it gets down to your hem, they kind of go to the front and to the back. They weren't cut right. They weren't cut on grain, and so that's a sign of poor quality if it does that little dance on your body. They have all kinds of finishing techniques. You want to check for seam grin. You want to take you want to take a seam and pull a little bit, and if you can see the light between it, or it looks like a set of teeth where you can pull it apart. You don't want to be able to do that. That's called seam grin. Serge seams is the most common. Flat fell, that's a real flat fell seam is on your jeans. Sometimes you'll find them in blouses as well, or skirts. They're French seams, and sometimes we even tape seams. And look, there's some examples over here. This is just an unfinished edge. Here's a serged one, and here's a flat fell seam. Of course, it's hard to tell, but this is not a good seam. It's got threads all over the place. Here's a French seam, and then here's a tape seam down here. Look at the hem allowance. How much are they giving you for that? And is it straight? Your fabric blend percentages, you want your more comfortable fibers to be the largest, like a 60-40. Cotton is 60-40 is polyester. You're still going to have the best of both worlds. It won't wrinkle as much, and it'll be cooler. Genuine leather is, that's interesting. Genuine leather. It won't peel like the plastic pretend leather shoes or purses and so on. So it might get a little scratched and beat up like a good old horse saddle, but you can always polish it, and it'll look beautiful and it'll last you for years. So make sure you like it when you buy it. Outlet stores. Can you find good quality at outlets stores? Yes, but you got to know what you're looking for. I want you to know that, say, for example, Ralph Lauren in the department stores, it's a good quality, okay? You got to look for it again. That's not going to guarantee, but let's pretend I'm going to the mall, and I'm going to go to the department store, and I'm going to look for Ralph Lauren, and I'm going to pay a little bit of money for it. But then I'm going to go over to the outlet store and see, oh my gosh, this looks like the same thing. Well, it's not. I want you to know that Ralph Lauren, just like all the other big high quality brands, they have an outlet brand. It's called Ralph Lauren because Ralph Lauren makes it. But what they do is they take cheaper buttons, zippers, fabrics. They do a little different maybe finish on it. And so you're getting a cheaper garment because they're using cheaper manufacturing materials and so on. So is it a good buy? Well, you're getting what you pay for. If you take care of it, it should last you. So it's really a combination of things when you're looking for quality. But just be aware that not everything from TJ Maxx, just because it has a Ralph Lauren label on it, is going to be the quality that you will get in the mall. All right, if they have extra buttons, if they have extra sequins, the zippers and closures, do you zip the zipper? Do you look at how it's made? Do you look at the inside? Look at the hooks and eye. Does it have snaps, buttons, and buttonholes? The very first button at the top of a button-up shirt should be horizontal. All the rest are usually vertical. And on your jeans, that buttonhole is going to be horizontal because that's where that tension is going to be in the neck and here. Check those out. Start looking for that. That is a sign of good quality. Do your buttons have shanks? A shank gives the button and the fabric a little space to work behind. For example, if this is your jeans waistband is kind of thick. You put it over your button and it sits between that rather than getting all wrinkled and squished like on a winter coat. You should have shanks on your buttons. And if it's a flat button, you can do one with thread. You can make your own shank for it. Okay, pockets. Oops, excuse me. Are the pockets and linings, and does it have ease to grow? You want it to still be able to fit you, but you want to be able to see that there's enough in there. If you need to alter it, you can. Here's some good examples, some pictures I found of, ooh, that's a terrible buttonhole, but here's a better one. Is it the best? No, but let's look over here. These are terrible buttonholes. You can see the fabric beneath the stitching, and you don't want to see that one. All right, look at how beautiful these are. These are called keyhole buttonholes, and you can't see the fabric underneath there, and they're beautiful. You can hand sew these. But your sewing machines these days make beautiful hand buttonholes. And some even use a different thread, a buttonhole twist, which is a little thicker, which gives you a better look for your buttonhole. And here is a bound buttonhole, and it takes a little more time and effort to do this. So of all these buttonholes, this will probably, these right here will be your most expensive. These will be on your high quality garments. All right, these, you're going to find them, and make sure that the buttonhole is going to fit your button, because sometimes they don't. All right, here's some more pictures. Here's a nice flat seam. It's a good hem. The hem looks like, from here, it looks as though it's it's even. Look at this jacket here. Look at this seam in the back. It's puckered. That's not good quality. Well, I don't even have to say anything about this teal seam here. This is a flat fell seam. How do you know it's a flat fell seam? We don't. You have to look on the inside to make sure it's a flat fell seam, because it's a special seam. So Google flat fell seams, and so you can look at the inside of it. But this is a flat fell seam. Look, and here's a serge seam. And you'll notice that it has the serging here, but it has this stitching here, which is a reinforcement. Okay, here's this is some really nice quality here. This line jacket. Look how these seams line up. This is the lining on the inside and the cuff on the outside. That's beautiful. A keyhole. They have piping here. Look at the stitching is all nice and straight. This surging this serged hem lays flat. It doesn't like curl or puckle. This is a taped seam. Look at that. This is a facing that they tape the edge of it. And this taping makes it less bulky. So that's a good thing. All right. Here's some samples of poor quality fit. Look how it's all puckered. It doesn't fit very well. So make sure when you take your photos that you are making sure everything is nice and smooth on you before you take your photo. This seam, this is a brand new top. They wash it to make it look old, and you don't really want that. Look at how that looks. Well, I don't have to say anything about this one. And look at the stripes here. They don't even match, so that's really poor. So you want something that fits you well. You don't want anything too tight. You don't want anything too loose. So fit's important. You don't want to feel cheated either. So you want to train yourself to spot some good quality construction, some materials. You want to make good decisions. You want to spend your money wisely. You want to buy things that are classic and timeless, that'll last. You spend money on those things. If you wear jeans all the time and you wear them everywhere, if you get a job and you have to wear blue jeans, then you buy the best blue jeans you can. If you have to wear a nice pair of slacks and you buy the best slacks you can, because you're going to be wearing those a long time. Also, in order to learn what quality looks like, it takes time and practice. Clothes is not, they're not made the same anymore. It used to be very good. Okay, you might have a J. Crew sweater from 6 years ago that's still going strong, but you go buy a replacement and see, and it's not going to be the same. They're trying to keep up with the foreign countries, and trade laws and regulations have changed the way we do the industry. But there are a lot of companies out there that are trying to get back on track with giving you good quality clothing. So buy you good quality clothing whenever you can on sale, and it'll save you some money. So I'm ready for questions.
Miss Tina,
Yes.
have one question.
Okay.
It's Jill Hammonds is asking, do you just to confirm the due date, is it the 10th or the 12th? The packet is the 10th.
Right. Originally it was, but they pushed it back for the 12th because it has taken us some time to, get it all together. So you have 2 extra days to make it happen.
Okay, perfect. That's the only one that I'm seeing so far.
You are welcome to unmute your phones and ask some questions. Don't be shy. You are welcome to email me any question you've had. I've had questions about patterns. I've had questions about fabrics. I've had questions about sewing techniques. To clarify, just like this, I hope you learned something today, something new, something that you will use.
Tanya, this is Jeannie.
Hey, Jeannie.
Can you kind of give the kids with the ready-to-wear maybe a little more information about how many questions they're going to be looking at on the test?
Okay.
Is it going to be true, false, multiple choice? I know you talked about the scenario, but can you kind of give them a little background on that?
Yes. In the study materials for the ready-to-wear test, I have a lot of examples of questions. True and false, multiple choice. I'll have some photos, but you won't be comparing the photos to tell me which is better quality, like you would normally if you were handling clothing. Some questions. Let me pull that up. And okay.
For example, I can't remember, but is there going to be like, I noticed when you showed some of those pictures and you said, is this poor quality or good quality? Would you have anything like there would be a shirt like this one that the stripes didn't match up and they just have to click poor or good? Is there anything like that,
No, there are no comparisons for I'm not going to give you a photo and ask you to do a quality analysis on it, but I will ask a question like if you're going to a consumer, you would look for what are you going to look for in a high quality garment? Where you look for tighter stitching, you're going to look for shank buttons, you're going to look for the things that we kind of went over today. I'm looking for, am I still sharing my screen?
You were, but now you're not. You were just sharing it. Yeah.
Okay, let me, I'll give you some other examples. I'm looking for that ready-to-wear sample test I gave. So you want to know your fibers and fabrics. I'm going to ask you about cotton being cool and polyester being hot and cotton wrinkling and linen wrinkling and how do you care for it. I'm going to give there's a section on care. Care symbols. I'm going to ask you, what does this symbol mean? Can I use bleach on everything? Well, you don't use bleach on everything. You follow the labels, instructions. So I'll ask you about things that make a garment higher quality or lower quality. For example, you want to make sure if there's a lining in something, that's a better quality than something that just has a serge seam on the inside of it. I personally, of course, this is my personal opinion, I don't think the test is difficult at all, but there are some multiple choice questions where I ask you, when you're shopping, what do you do when you're looking at a garment? Well, you try it on, you zip the zippers, you button the buttons, you make sure the buttonhole and the button can go through the buttonhole. My husband has a whole new set of work uniforms, and it was a new company, and he could not put the buttons in the buttonholes. I had to go and clip every buttonhole again. It was a poor quality. It was a cheaper company, and that's what they got. They got cheaper stuff. A lot of things on fabrics and fibers, on construction techniques, flat fell seam, French seam. Those are better than a pink seam. Well, what's a pink seam? You got a pair of pinking shears, and they look like little alligator teeth, and you cut it, and it helps the fabric not ravel. You wash a pink seam a couple times, and it's going to ravel. A serge seam works well on woven, but it works well on knit as well. Again, you want to compare. You want to look at the number of stitches, whether it's a regular stitch or whether it's a a straight stitch, or whether it's a serge. The tighter the closer the stitching, the better the quality. You want to when you buy a garment, and when you have a budget and you buy a garment, you want to look at your cost per wear. How long, how many times, how much use, how much wear are you going to get out of a garment? Example, this shirt I have on today, it's a nice shirt. I don't remember what I paid for it, so I'd have to guess on my ready to wear if I'm going to use this. But I have worn it almost once a week for almost a year. I bought this before last summer, because I think I wore this at 4-H University last summer, and I have worn it almost once a week. It's a good quality shirt. I wash it, I drip it dry, and it doesn't wrinkle. Yes, it's going to be here for 5,000 years because it's 100% polyester. But I took that into consideration when I bought this shirt. How do I care for it? I don't have to dry clean it. I can drip it dry. I can wear it with all kinds of things in my closet. So you want to look at if it says to dry clean, it's going to cost you a whole lot more money if you're going to wear this. If you buy a suit for the office, or a suit to wear to weddings and funerals, you're not going to wear them that often. So your cost per wear is going to be much more expensive. A prom dress, are you going to wear that prom dress again? That $300 prom dress is going to be very expensive, because you're going to have to dry clean it, possibly, more than likely. And then how many times are you going to wear? Are you going to wear that more than once? I would, but your cost per wear is going to be very expensive. It's going to be $300 if you're only going to wear it once. And that's if you don't have it cleaned. So I'm going to ask you about, let's see, the care labeling. What's on the care label? You need to, I'm going to ask you some questions about that. I'm looking. That's everything on this test I pretty much ran over today. So if you were paying attention, you'd be good. All right. Also on the team's classroom is a a set of, and online, Robert had put them online, a guide to all the training materials I have on there. If you have any questions about anything on those training materials, email me. Let me know. Jeannie, I don't know if I answered your question well enough, but it's true.
You did.
Okay.
You did, Tanya. That's excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. And something else, and then I see there's some questions over in the chat, but I'll let Megan do those. But one more question. I saw on your first slide that June 17th, it says ready to wear exams must be completed. So is there a time? I mean, are they assigned a certain, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if once they build the classrooms for each contest, you know, once registration ends on June 3rd, if all those kids will go into a classroom and that'll be an assignment within their classroom. When is there a date they can start taking it? That's like, I don't know, June 12th to the 17th, but it has to be finished by the 17th, or how does that work?
Megan, help me out here, but I believe that it's when it's accessible, which is when they're registered and they get into the classroom, they can go on and take the test. And I would think I don't think I've set a deadline for it yet, but it's probably going to be midnight on June 17th, which is what, a Wednesday, I think. Megan, is that correct?
Is that correct? That's all correct. Yep.
Okay.
And the questions will shuffle, correct? I know that's how it's doing on most tests. Okay.
There's there's a couple questions here. One question is, do pictures need to be embedded in the packets, or will they be uploaded separately? I think I can answer that question.
Please.
So there's going to be a place for them to upload all of those different photos in the packet themselves. So say upload here and then a number of options. So they will be uploaded separately, but all at the same time. Hope I answered that. And what if you have multiple features that won't fit into one photo? I think it's picture number 8. Yes. So you'll have an opportunity to upload multiple photos, many photos.
I did have one question, and the question was, can I make a collage of photos and upload that? Well, when I went through the test myself and was uploading some photos and filling out the information just as you would, there's a question number 5, and you put photo number 5, which is, I don't know, a picture of your shoulder seam. And so a collage would not work, because you need to put that photo of your shoulder seam on that number 5 photo. And then number 6 would be your buttonhole. Number 7 would be, you know, or for the upscale or ready to wear, it would be that additional photo of the construction. Another question that was asked earlier is, for the upscale, do you have to have pictures of the 4-Hers putting it together? No, we're looking at how it's constructed. If you want to put some pictures of you sewing or constructing it and showing how you're doing it, that's perfectly acceptable. It'll give us a good idea of how you did it for the upscale, but it's really more about how you're putting this together. And you're welcome to be a part of that photo, just as long as we can see how it is you constructed your garment. For the 3 additional photos for ready to wear, make those 3 separate photos, because that'll be 5, 6, and 7, as opposed to making a collage. Did that help?
It looks like it.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I really am. And I'm looking forward to seeing what is created out there. We've got some hardworking, creative, very talented people out there. And you agents on the line, I sure do appreciate your helping. And if you have any questions, please email me. Don't hesitate to call me. I've already answered a lot of questions, and I'm happy. I want you to do well. I want you to have fun with this. This is To me, it's it's fun. I'll just put it to you that way. It's fun. It's creative. Have a good time with it. If you're not having a good time, call me. I'll be happy to help you get back on track to enjoy the process, because really that's where it comes from, the process, and of course the accomplishment of the finished product. But I enjoy the process. So, all righty, email me. Let me hear from you. I can't wait to see what you guys have. Thank you.
They had one more question, Miss Anya, in the chat.
Okay, I'm ready.
So they're asking about having uploading multiple photos for question number 8, and so I just responded, yes, you'll have the option to upload more photos. It's optional if you need to upload more photos, but yes, you'll have that option. And then the other question is, will there be a spot for the Upcycled contest to add pictures of accessories or like shoes?
Additional photos should be a part of that one as well, Megan.
Okay.
And the photo of your upcycled that you're you can add. I don't know. Is there a limit of how many photos you can have?
So you can add, within the form itself, there's, we can add and add and add and add. Okay. I do think though, you'll have to limit to some number of accessories.
All right. Okay. I don't have a clue as to how many.
I know, but yes, we can definitely add options for uploading accessories. Yeah. Yeah.
My understanding is you can add additional photos. Now, I had to put points on photos. So those additional photos may not be scored or evaluated, but they would certainly help the judges to see how much work you've done, what you've created. So if you have a handbag that you made to go with it, or a necklace you created, or whatever, hat, by all means, put it on when you take your photos. So there you have it. Anybody else?
I think that's it, Greg. It looks like lots of great jobs. So that's all we see right now.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing everything that comes in. Again, I appreciate it. And again, call me, email me, let me hear from you. Thank you.